Hello, my beautiful yogis. It's Chrissy K. Rollins here, and I'm doing this special energy update to support all of my beloved yogis over at Victory Power Yoga. And this was what was on my heart to share with you today. I thought, what would be the most helpful, useful information to help support you during the end of this 2020 year, and also to support you in where we're going to in 2021 and beyond. And there's some really cool things happening energetically right now that I think would be helpful for you to be aware of. If it's something that you're interested in learning more about, you can do your own research, or you can reach out to me to connect and dive in a little bit more. So right now, the time of this recording, it is Christmas Eve. For those who celebrate it, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone who's doing celebrations over this time. And it's December 24th. What happened 3 days ago is that we experienced the winter solstice. And what is the winter solstice? The winter solstice is the time in which, as we all know, the days get shorter and shorter, and the nights get longer and longer as we move closer and closer to winter. So the winter solstice marks the first day of winter. So congratulations, you made it to winter. And it also is the day in which the darkness is the longest and the light is the shortest. And this is why we started to celebrate around this time, because once we move past the winter solstice, we move to where the days start to get longer and longer and the nights get shorter and shorter till we build up to the summer solstice, which happens in June. So every year around the 21st of December is when we celebrate the winter solstice. This is when cosmically things are lined up so that we have the shortest day. And then I hear that everything stays still for about 3 days before everything starts to shift more into the light, which would be today, going back towards the light instead of into the darkness. So when we think about light and dark, there's a couple of things that come up. It can sound kind of ominous to talk about the darkness, and it can sound really joyful to talk about the light. But these are just contrasting differences. One's not better or worse necessarily. They need them both together in order to have all of creation. So the only reason that the light is because we have the darkness there as a contrast, and vice versa. So if you think about it, move it from like good versus evil or right versus wrong and into just different aspects of life or different aspects of yourself, we can think about the light being the aspects of you that are very true, authentic, genuine to who you are. And it can be the darkness we can see as the aspects of ourselves that we don't really like, the places where we don't want to take ownership, the places that we don't want to look, the places that hurt, the places that make us question things. And whenever we have the balancing of the dark and the light, then this is what we get the opportunity to do, to express more fully and shine more fully in our brightness, and also to discover and uncover and reconcile with these more dark shadowed places within ourselves. So moving forward, I would encourage you or invite you to consider that the darkness isn't something to be pushed away or something to try to be negated, but instead it's something to be embraced, understood, and ready to be evolved and to return back into the light. So as we have crept closer and closer, and the days have gotten shorter and the nights have gotten longer, energetically, that is going to stir up a lot of the darkness that's within, a lot of those shadow aspects within ourselves and within our society as well. What makes this particular year, 2020, all the more exciting or energetically interesting is that along with the winter solstice this year, we also had the great conjuncture between Saturn and Jupiter. Now, the last time this happened was in biblical times. This conjuncture between Saturn and Jupiter, they create the Star of Bethlehem. And some of you may have already known that for the first time in like 800 years, the Star of Bethlehem was visible to the naked eye. I saw it. I know that some of you probably went out and saw it. Now, what does this mean energetically? I mean, it's kind of cool, to have these astrological events that you can witness with your naked eye, or, through a telescopic lens if you want to take a closer look. But what does it mean energetically? Well, Saturn is a planet. Okay, so all planets have their own energetic qualities that they bring into play. The moon affects us. We're heading closer and closer into a full moon. We're going to have the next full moon on the 30th. So as we move closer to the full moon, what we're going to experience is sometimes lethargy or a little bit slower moving, a need for rest and replenishment. Full moon is the energy for detoxifying, for releasing, for letting go, for shedding away, for rest and restoration as we move back into the new moon, which is the time for creation. So the moon plays its part, and in its fullness, it's giving us an opportunity to release. And the way that Saturn, I know I kind of jumped around there, but I trust you're staying with me. So the energy of Saturn, all of them have their own energy. The energy of Saturn is the energy that influences and brings about civilization, social order, and conformity. It's like all the structures that build up our world, our life, and also our society as a whole. Jupiter is the planet that the energy that governs authority, knowledge, expansion, science, and sportsmanship. So when these two planets come together, when they make this great conjuncture, as they did just a few nights ago, the energy is requiring, it is setting forth, it is supporting, it is birthing forth into this world a restructure over our societal order by incorporating in our knowledge and this expanded view that we have and our ability to expand as a people, as a civilization. And what it does is that it welcomes in a new era and a new time. What is super duper cool, I told you this is such a good energy update. We got the winter solstice, we got the great conjuncture, and along with it, we also have given birth to, we have broken the dawn of the age of Aquarius. Now, some people say the age of Aquarius we already shifted into a number of years ago. However, the great conjuncture is when everything really starts. So even if we have moved into the age of Aquarius, say 4 years ago, around this time, 2016, it's all kind of like a buildup, because what has to happen is that as we shift into a new age, everything that was there before has to die off, has to let go, has to make way for what is new and underway to be constructed and created. So the past 4 years, we've been kind of priming the pump to get ready for the shift that is now underway. Now we are experiencing this shift as a lot of disorder, a lot of shaking up. 2020 happened, right? I think that's going to be everybody's story. These were my plans, and then 2020 happened. So 2020 was just the great clarifier. It was here to shake us up, to wake us up, and to help us to get in touch with our internal truth, our authentic self, to give us this platform and this space to start to express ourselves more. It is welcoming in this shift into the age of Aquarius and out of the age of Pisces. Now, what does that mean? So Pisces energy is one that is very apathetic. They are the empaths of the zodiac. So if there's something to feel, if there's a connectedness to be had, if there's compassion to stir up, that is all Pisces energy. It is also an energy that doesn't always know where it ends and other people begin. So it's one that kind of struggles with boundaries. It's one that can get kind of lost in escapism or fantasy. And it's one that can kind of cause confusion in its own sense, because it's represented by these two fish that are swimming in opposite directions. And that's really Pisces energy. We are super connected. We are super empathic and feeling everything around us. And that's the energy that's been stirring up until we shifted into this age of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is a little bit different of an energy. It is one that is very driven by wanting to understand how this world works. It is an energy that creates the outliers in the mathematical and scientific fields. It is one that doesn't just want to know what's going on. It wants to know why it's going on, how it's going on, and it wants to know all the ins and outs on how everything works. Aquarius is all about like that inquiry and understanding what it is to be human here on this planet Earth and how to maneuver in this 3D physical world. Because we're learning how to navigate in this 3D physical world, Aquarius can be kind of awkward. It can kind of stick out. It doesn't really blend in, but Aquarius didn't come to blend in. Aquarius' symbol, many people equate it as a water sign. It's actually an air sign. It is the water bringer, and it is the one that directs the flow of the water. So when you're going to be the air that's directing water, first of all, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Second of all, you're going to create a lot of waves. Third of all, you're gonna stand out. Like people are going to notice you. So as we shift into this age of Aquarius, know that it is perfectly, I mean, the fact that it's paired here with this great conjuncture where there's this restructuring of this authority and knowledge driven structure to society, that coupled with the fact that we're in the age of Aquarius, I mean, all of life is asking for you right now to take a leap of faith into your most true and authentically expressed self possible, to set aside everything that you thought that you knew to open up to what you have always known. And this is a powerful shift, and it is daunting, and it will have you confronting those shadow parts of yourself like no other. Because if you're going to be true to yourself, if you're going to dare to be bold and stand out from amongst the crowd, it takes a level of knowingness in who you are. It also helps to understand the energy of the cosmos and how all these different energies influence you so that you can align yourself more fully, not only with your authentic self, but with the natural flow and of the energy that's around you. So I hope that by now you can see how this energy that's been swirling as we come into the holidays has been setting you up for a really great change. And what's cool is that you're perfectly equipped for this change. You are made for it. You are here alive during one of the most exciting times to be human on planet Earth. And while it might not look that way on the outside, I assure you that is exactly what's happening and that you're fully equipped to navigate this journey ahead. Now, I have a special skill set in helping to guide people in navigating these new worlds and to understand how when you don't fit in with the world around you, you're here to create a new one. And maybe that looks like entrepreneurship. Maybe that looks like healing in a radical way. Maybe that looks like just really taking ownership over your life and daring to be true to yourself in ways that you just haven't because it hasn't been convenient, or maybe you're too caught up in people pleasing, whatever it is. So if you would be interested in having some support in how to continue to navigate in this new world as your most authentic self and what that means for you, I encourage you to reach out for us to get connected further. I have got an amazing holistic healing circle that took place all of 2020. It was phenomenal what came through that healing circle. It was a place of support, of connection, of understanding, of clarification, and of course, of holistic healing, which just means you're able to put into place healing that cannot happen unless you consider the whole, your whole self, the wholeness of this earth, your place within it, your non-place within it, and allowing the next level of your inevitable unfolding to take place. So I'm going to be doing this again in 2021. We're going to have a holistic healing circle for 2021. And this one's going to be unique because it is set up from the perspective of you already being where it is that you want to be for 2021. And now we're just going to allow this healing circle to support the integration process so that you can relax into this unfolding that was underway, so that you don't have to continue to hustle and try to strive and get to and always be working to this place that you desire to be. And instead, you can begin to recognize it, understand it, call it into your world, and make it part of your day-to-day life experience. Very tangible, very practical, and basically just going to lay out a brand new set of guide rules for you to play by so that you can have a completely different life experience and allow your habits and the way that you view yourself and your part within this world to catch up to the reality that is already underway, which is this grand unfolding that you're a very important part of. So if you'd like some support in navigating these unseen realms within this physical world, definitely reach out to me, find out more about the Holistic Healing Circle. And you can also connect with me over on Patreon. I've got a great community that is being built over on Patreon. There's different support levels starting as low as $3 a month that you can plug into extra energy updates like this. You can plug into extra support trainings and video trainings and Q&As and group support, all different levels there that you can plug plug into if you're interested in taking a deeper dive into this holistic way of living. Regardless if you want to move forward, staying connected or not, no, I'm going to see you around the yoga studio and I look forward to seeing you there. If there's anything further that I can do to support you or your journey or someone that you know, definitely reach out to me. I would be honored to do so. And I hope that this energy update was helpful. I wish for you the most amazing close to 2020. Know that as these shifts and these bumps along the way happen as we're shifting into this new world, just know that they're part of the plan. They're part of the plan. And what we're doing really right now is just witnessing the continual letting go of what was. And it has to be cleared out. So it's going to feel like shakeups. It's going to feel like hiccups. It's going to feel like a struggle. And it's going to continue to be a struggle until you realize these essential skill sets that you have within yourself in this essential way of viewing life. And I'm actually going to be dropping some more information next week in a couple of webinars that you can plug into. If you just visit my YouTube channel, you can go look for Chrissy Key Rellens on YouTube, or you can go to bit.ly Chrissy TV, CRISSY TV. Regardless of how we connect, I hope you have an amazing close to your year, a wonderful start to the new year. As those hiccups happen, just know that you're fully equipped for the journey ahead. And if there's anything I can do to not make your life easy, because there's just no easy way to go through this, but if you want it to be a little easier, even when it's not so easy, I'd love to connect with you further. And I just love you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your love and support. Thanks, Victoria, for this opportunity. And I look forward to your feedback. So let me know. Drop some comments, hit reply, however it is that you're engaging with this. Reach out and let me know. Was this helpful? And do you have anything to add? Because you might know a little bit more about this stuff than I do. All right. So much love to you. Have a great one. Merry Christmas.